All right, hi folks. I think there's a little bit of a delay in this, so I'm just gonna go and hope that this is working. If it doesn't, well, maybe I'll try again later, or I'll have it all up and running for David tomorrow. So I'm watching it on my computer and there's a few minutes lag, so I'm gonna stop watching and I'm just gonna act as if everything's working fine. All right, so welcome to our Saturday morning. I wish that this room was filled with all of you. I've been teaching this class for almost 10 years, and a lot of you have been with me through that whole time, and thank you. I also really thank everyone who's donated to South Boston Yoga, to our teachers, to me, through the Venmo and through our Mind Body account on the website, southbostonyoga.com. It's really incredibly helpful. My own Venmo is Skoglund 74. You'll see a little picture of me and my puppy to make sure you know it's me. Anything is helpful. As you probably know, the shutdown happened fast at the studio, which cut off pretty much all of our teachers hanging on, like all of us. So anything helps. Again, thank you so much. You've been amazing so far with the support. And let's just get started with class. So I have some music in the background. Feel free, obviously, to play your own Spotify. It's also a Spotify list. I believe I'm playing from my Spotify playlist the Thanksgiving class. So if you have Spotify, you can listen along. Let's start off in a kneeling position. So just sitting back on your heels and give yourself a few moments. Close your eyes. Allow yourself to sit back. Roll the shoulders back. Even as you relax the neck, the sides of the shoulders, still keep that nice upright feeling from center. Just feel your breath. Take your time with your inhale, filling all the way up, and emptying all the way out on your exhale. Trying to avoid any gaps or pauses in the breath, so breathing in fully, almost to the point where you're going to hold the breath in, but then instead, just slowly exhale all the air out. Allowing the steadiness of your breath to calm the body and mind. As you continue to breathe, start to add a little bit of movement in the hips and in the back body as you breathe. So it's almost like a really subtle version of a seated cat-cow. As you inhale, the chest lifts a little, tailbone reaches back slightly, tiny arch to low back. And as you exhale, hug the belly in, tuck tail, slightly round forward. Just following that pattern on your own, really small movements, inhaling to open the front, exhaling to open the back. Just loosening up the hips and the spine, using your breath to assist. It starts off a really subtle movement, maybe not even visible. Just connecting to that, the full body movement the breath can bring. And as you exhale, rather than thinking of rounding forward and down, think of hollowing the chest and belly in and lifting the back of the ribcage up. So both movements are opening. It's not an open forward and a close backwards. As you continue to breathe, you can start to make the movement a little bit deeper. Inhaling to lift the chest, maybe lift the gaze a little bit more. And as you exhale, the hands can slide towards your knees, rounding the back a little more, looking slightly down. Again, just following that nice even breath, opening the front. And as you exhale, opening the back, feeling the lift as you exhale. Teachers way back, Cameron Shane from Budokan, called this flowering lotus, which we're developing into. continue to breathe, you can start to make this movement a little bit bigger. Maybe let the arms drop back slightly, shoulder blades back as you inhale, looking up more. And as you exhale, let the arms slide forward, maybe to the fingertips on the ground in front of you, bow the head. And just make the same movement, just making a little deeper with the breath, bigger movement through the spine. Stay like this, especially if you're supported on blocks to your knees. Or as you inhale, reach the hands behind you, lift the hips slightly. It's not camel, it's just a little more opening for the chest. And then as you exhale, hips back down, almost child's pose. Bow forward, let the head relax. Rolling up through the spine, inhale, lift the hips a few inches from the heels. And then as you exhale, hips down, roll the spine forward and down to that almost child's pose. Just moving slowly and continuously. Nice graceful movement for the back. It's not really a deep stretch either way. Deep breath in. As you exhale, bring the hands all the way forward, coming into tabletop facing the floor. Once you're in your tabletop, just right fully into cat-cow. Now that we're on hands and knees, you can get the movement in the hips a little bit bigger. Really feel the wave of the spine through the body. Then we'll articulate this just a little bit more for a full spinal undulation. It may end up looking like cat-cow for you, and that's fine. Cat-cow is amazing. But if you can, think of starting each wave from the tailbone. So from your neutral spine to start lifting just the tailbone, then let the belly come down, the middle ribs come down, the chest come down, look forward last. And then keep looking forward, and as you just start to tuck the tailbone, waving that spinal movement forward. Open middle back, upper back, look down last. Stay looking down, lift just the tailbone. Again, starting each slow wave from the tailbone, moving forward through the spine as you look forward last. And then tuck the tailbone round your way forward, open the upper back as you look down. Once you get this movement, you can start to speed it up, but again, each wave starts with a movement at the tailbone. You can make it a little more organic, make it your own. You can move a little side to side. You can do some barrel rolls around with the rib cage. Just make sure you go both directions. Then come to your neutral spine in your tabletop. Point your toes, we're going to engage the core a little bit, so make sure you're on the tops of the feet and on your hands, fingers spread nice and wide under the shoulders. As you inhale, just find a regular cow. As you exhale, round the spine, lift your knees an inch from the ground, and pull your hands and feet towards each other. Inhale the knees down, look forward. Exhale, round the spine, pull the knees into the air by squeezing into your mat. Inhale, knees down, look forward. Exhale, round the spine, squeeze in, keep your left knee where it is, tuck your right thigh up into the chest, set both knees down, inhale, look forward. Exhale, round the spine, cover both knees, right knee stays where it is, left knee tucks in. Set it all down, inhale, look forward. Exhale, round the spine, cover the knees, pull the right knee in, keep your left knee just hovering. Set it down, inhale, look forward. And then exhale, round the spine, tuck that left knee in and up. Again, down once more each side. Hover the knees, draw the right knee in, round the back. Set both knees down, inhale, look forward. And then exhale, round the spine, tuck that left knee in.
This time set it both down. Inhale to look forward, cross your ankles. And as you exhale, sit back, scoot the hips forward. And bring your hands behind you, shoulder width apart. Feet up, hips width apart. And just lift your hips into reverse tabletop. Give yourself a nice stretch across the front of the chest. Lengthen the tail. It doesn't really matter though how high the hips get. Think of opening across the upper chest, across the front of your shoulders. If it's okay with your wrists, you can move around a little bit. Otherwise, just stay in center or even slightly back. I just realized I left my tape marker up there for my vertical height. You can ignore that. And then bring the hips down. Release your wrists, you can roll them out, back to the hands together. Continual contact with the hands as you go one direction then the other. Just to loosen the wrists up. Then middle three fingers in, surfer mudra. Shake laterally. Pinky thumb. Keep the shoulders rested. And then twist shake. And then animal from the Muppets shake. And downward dog. Spread your fingers nice and wide, get that nice base across those big knuckles at the base of each fingers, and press back. This is your first deep leg stretch of the morning. Just take a couple breaths to pedal it out. Wake up all the way down to your calf. And slowly just start to walk your feet forward to the hands. Keep your knees soft, keep everything soft. If you're low back sensitive, just keep your hands on the ground for light support. Otherwise, you can grab opposite elbows, let the upper body hang. Maybe sway a little side to side. Then release your arms, slowly round your way up to standing. Once you get to the top, just reach your arms up overhead, maybe lightly touch the fingertips together, maybe a little tiny touch of back bend, but keep your core engaged so you're not dumping into the low back. It's, again, like seated, it's more of a lift than a drop back. Then you can interlace the hands from the palms to the sky, hollow the belly and chest in, just a little opening forward. And then up to center, a little bit of a side bend off to your left. And a little bit of a side bend off to the right. Back to center and hands to heart. Now we'll flow a little bit with some sun seas. So it's continual motion, still slow and controlled, but without any really great effort into holding the poses at the end. We're just moving through. So from the front of your mat, feet together, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach your arms high. And exhale, forward fold, soft knees. Inhale to a flat back. Send your right leg back, set the knee down. Inhale the arms up. Low lunge. Exhale the hands down, step back to plank. Pull forward as you lower halfway, elbows in, chaturanga. Inhale, forward facing dog, keep the neck long. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Lift the right leg and step it forward, set the left knee down. Low lunge, arms rise as you inhale. And then hands down, step forward, flat back at the front, into your forward fold. Inhale to rise, and hands to heart. Again, inhale, reach up, exhale, fold forward. Flat back, send your left leg back, set the knee down, reach up into your low lunge, open the front of the body, and hands down, step back, and lower halfway. One breath out to chaturanga. Inhale, forward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg. Step inside, left thumb, right knee comes down, arms lift. And then set the hands down, step forward, flat back. And fold. Inhale to rise. And hands to heart. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Send your right leg back, knee comes down. One inhale to the top. One exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, forward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Right leg forward, left knee down, arms rise. Hands down, step forward, flat back, and fold. Inhale to stand, and hands to heart. Once more, inhale, reach up, exhale, fold. Flat back, left leg goes back, knee down, arms lift, and chaturanga. Hands down, step back and lower. Inhale, forward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg forward, right knee down. And then hands down, step forward through your flat back into your fold. Inhale to stand. And exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath. Soften the shoulders back. Hug the low mid ribs and low ribs in a little. Surya Namaskar. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Come to your flat back, inhale. And as you exhale, step or float back right into chaturanga. Remember, if you're jumping, always land with bent elbows. Inhale, forward facing dog. Exhale, empty back to downward facing dog. Now in your downward facing dog, keep your hips back and your legs fairly straightish, although you can get a slight bend to the knees if you need to. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bend your elbows halfway to the mat, squeeze them in as narrow as the wrist, like you were gripping a block between the arms. Inhale to straighten the arms back, downward dog. Exhale, wrap the arms in, bend your elbows, squeeze them in towards each other, hover them just an inch off the mat, and then re-straighten your arms. Again, dip the elbows halfway down, squeeze them in, feel that in your serratus on the sides of the ribs, and re-straighten. One more time, dip the elbows halfway down, squeeze them in, and then straighten out. Take a breath in your downward facing dog, deep inhale, deep exhale, and then inhale, step or hop forward, flat back, into your fold. Inhale to stand, and exhale, hands to heart. Again, Surya Namaskar. Inhale, reach it up, exhale, fold forward. Come through your flat back, and again, step or float back to low push-up. Inhaling forward facing dog. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Now I'm looking at the video, something kind of happened. I hope this is still running. I'm just gonna go as it is. It'd be funny to find out after an hour that it hasn't been taping, but I hope it's taping. So from your downward facing dog, bring your knees to the ground into a tabletop. Walk your hands under your shoulders, walk your knees forward so they're under the hips. You don't want to be too far back for this. So knees right under the front of the hips. This time tuck your toes and lift the knees an inch off the ground. Now Mike Fitch from Animal Flow calls this beast activation. Keep your knees nice and steady, keep a little squeeze between your big toes. That abduction helps stabilize. And lift your left foot just an inch off the ground. Don't change anything else. Stay square to the floor. Set the left foot down, lift just the right foot. Squeeze the other three limbs towards each other into your mat, hug the belly in a little. Set the right foot down, set the knees down, look forward for cow. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, round for cat. Come back to center, toes tucked, hover the knees. You're hovering tabletop. Feel that squeeze of your limbs towards each other. And then without disturbing the knees, just pull your right hand up into the air an inch. Don't let the knees swivel. Set the right hand down. Really find that internal strength, those obliques, that contralateral strength. As you lift your left hand up, your right foot may float a little bit, that's good. Hover it, set it down. Now fully, right hand and left foot. Find that contralateral strength, squeeze left hand and right foot into the mat. Set it down, lift left hand and right foot, squeeze right hand towards left foot into the mat underneath you, get that diagonal strength. Set it down, knees down, inhale cow, or cow, and exhale back, downward dog. Take a breath in downward dog while I catch my breath. This isn't easy to do while talking. From downward dog, hopper step to the front, flat back, and forward fold. Inhale all the way into standing, and exhale, hands to heart. Now one more variation. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen. And step or float your way back through your vinyasa to downward dog. Taking your time, nice long neck and upward facing dog. Once you get back to your downward facing dog, again, set the knees down for a moment. And I'll show this first. We haven't done it a lot in class lately, and some of you may never have seen it. This is another throwback to Buddha Khan and Cameron Shane. It's called belly up, belly down. So in that hovering tabletop, tuck your toes, lift your knees. We're gonna thread the right foot through underneath us to the left. Feet plant, both feet plant, hips just an inch off the ground, left hand in front of the face. Then bridge up, follow your left thumb as the left arm comes up and over, look down at your right hand. One arm reverse tabletop. Then follow the thumb again, come back into that hips hovering an inch off the ground. Lift your right foot, send it under you, hands and feet down, hovering tabletop, belly down. So again, as we move, and I'll cue you through this, it's a continuous movement, and your opposite hand and foot lift and move at the same time. So it's not foot then twist open. It's foot and hand at the same time, lift, spin. It's more robotic feeling to the middle of the body. Keep your core nice and tight. And then we bridge up to open, and then bring it down, and then thread the right leg underneath again, belly down. All right, so we'll start the flow. Hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes, lift your knees. We'll start with the right leg, thread right leg underneath you to the left, belly up, hips above the ground. Follow that left thumb as you bridge. Relax left arm, look down at your right hand. Then bring it back, follow the thumb, hover the hips, belly down, hovering tabletop. Now your left leg threads underneath you to the right, right hand in front of the face. Bridge yourself up, let the right arm come up and over, look down at your left hand, and then bring it back to that hovering table, and belly down. Again, belly up to the left, right leg threads through, bridge up, look down, bring it back, belly up to belly down. Left leg threads through, belly up, bridge up, look down, hips hover again, thread that left leg under, belly down, right leg under, belly up, bridge up, hips come down, belly down, face the floor, left leg under, twist, bridge up, bring the hips down, belly down. Now right leg goes under, belly up, bridge. As you come belly down, face the floor, right leg comes under, right leg comes under again, bridge up, hover the hips, belly down, left leg comes under, belly up. This time as you come down, just switch sides, right through to the other side, belly up, bridge. Come down just a second through that tabletop, switch sides, lift up, come down, again switch, up, and down, and once more switch, bridge up, and bring it down. Belly down, set the knees down, comes back to your child's pose. Rest the forehead, extend the arms, just a couple breaths. And then from your child's pose, back to downward dog, and hopper step to the front of your mat. Flat back, and fold. Inhale to stand, and hands to heart. Now from standing, bend your knees, and sit back into chair pose. Reach your arms up, get your weight back in your heels, draw the knees back in line with the toes. Correct that center of gravity by tucking or tilting the tailbone as you need to set your weight back. Lift up, hug the mid ribs in a little bit so it's not too much back bend. But then look down in front of you for your balance. And stay in chair, tuck the tail, lift your heels up. Tuck tail, belly in. Then lower your heels, squat low, hands back like a downhill skier. Nice and low, open the chest. Then lift the arms, tuck tail, belly in, float the heels up, tiptoe chair. Again, heels down, find that squat like a skier. And then reach up, float the heels up, pull the belly in. Lower the heels, squat back. And then float the arms up, pull your heels up, tuck tail, belly in. Once more, squat low. Lift the hands, lift the heels. Stay in chair, set the heels down, take a deep breath in. And exhale, forward fold. Lengthen to your flat back. And step or flow back through vinyasa. High plank to low or right to low push-up. Inhale to forward facing dog. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Now from downward facing dog, lift your right leg up. Bring the knee into the chest, rounding forward, knee to nose. Stay forward. Tap the mat between the thumbs with your right knee. Lift it back up into the chest. Send the leg back, three-legged dog. Fold the right leg in, round your way forward. Stay lifted. Then tap the knee down. Then lift back up, send the leg back. One more time, tuck it in, bring it forward. Tap the mat, lift up, send it back. And then step all the way forward, right into your high lunge. Reach your arms up. Take a breath to land in your lunge. Left hip faces forward. Arms rise, tuck the tail, belly in a little bit. So your weight is really dropping straight down to center. You're not leaning too far forward over that front leg. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, dip the back knee almost to the mat. Round over your front thigh. But again, don't lean forward. Lean backwards. Bend that back knee more. Slide the hips back. Inhale up into your lunge. Exhale, dip down, shift back. Inhale, lift up to lunge. Exhale, dip down, shift back. Again, lift. And dip it down, shift back. One more time, inhale to lift. Exhale, dip, shift back. This time as you lift, come through your lunge, but then open to your left for warrior, open warrior, horse stance or goddess, whatever you want to call it. Toes out, heels in slightly, not full 180 degrees. Bring your hands to the thighs by the knees. Dip down into your hips. Get a little traction out into the thighs, starting to open up the inner groin. Right shoulder dips down, take a twist, gently traction that right thigh away. Breathe back to center, and dip your left shoulder down. Carefully bring it back to center. Then turn to face forward again, right foot is forward, pivoting over the big toes, coming into your lunge. High lunge with the right leg at the front. Square the hips off, bring your hands to your heart. Start to float up onto your right leg for Didasana, or Warrior 3 variation. Your hands can stay at the heart, they can come to the hips, palms down, roll the chest open. Just find your balance. If I can. Then tuck that back leg in and up as you stand. Open up to your left. You can grab the outer knee in your right hand and take a standing twist with bent leg. You can take standing twist holding the foot if some of you are more open on the side of the leg. Again, the knee doesn't have to bend, or it doesn't have to straighten, it can stay bent. You can hear it in my voice. This is why breath is really important in the practice. Gently rebend, back through Warrior 3, step back into your high lunge, and then set the back knee down. Make it a fairly narrow low lunge. Some of you, I have a thick mat, some of you may need to fold the mat over. It's double pat that back knee. If you can take the full quad stretch, shift forward a little bit, but still hug the belly in and up. Reach back with your left hand to grab the foot. If it comes close, you can draw again, flip fingers over toes, elbow to the sky or to the back. And maybe if you feel stable, lift that right arm up. You're still getting a little abduction inwards between your legs to hold yourself from wavering side to side. You can always keep the right hand on the knee. And if you don't have the foot, just tuck the toes, leave the knee down. And as you shift into a deeper lunge, hug the belly in and up as you traction the knee away with your hands. Just aiming the stretch for for the front of that left hip. Gently release. You can keep the mat folded if you'd like for half split or runner stretch. Walk your front foot forward, straightening the leg. You can flex the toes. You can absolutely put blocks under your hands. Reveal my mystical Dunkin' Donuts. All Starbucks are closed. Plug that right hip back, lengthen the heart, and carefully fold. Maybe just a little bit. You're just leaning into the tension of the stretch. You don't have to go anywhere in particular. The head doesn't have to reach the leg. Just think about lengthening out. Feel that relationship of the tuck and tilt of the tailbone that we're working on in class today. By the way, that is the theme. It's tuck and tilt. We'll use it later for some arm balances. Open the leg up. After your next breath, simply shift forward. Move your blocks out of the way. Move your coffees out of the way, water bottles hopefully. Bring your hands to the front of the mat and lift up into standing split. It doesn't have to look like a split. That leg can be pointed down behind you. The leg can be bent, both legs can be bent. You can start reaching up, but just try bowing the upper body down towards the standing leg. So it's just a one-legged forward fold. Once you've gotten a couple breaths in the stretch, soften everything. Walk your hands a little bit out in front of you. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in, lift the heel, come forward, push the ground away. And as you exhale, lower the heel, bend your knees, soften back a bit. Inhale, lean forward, push the ground away, lift it up. Exhale, shift back, tuck it in. Inhale, extend, lift the heel, maybe get a little bit of a hop of that right foot. Bring it back, tuck it in. Firm up the hands, lift it up. Maybe hop your right heel to the hip for a second. Bring it back, tuck it in. One more try. Lift. Maybe get a little bit of a hop. If you're on your mat still, hop all the way back. Vinyasa. Make your way to downward dog. And we'll do all of that on the second side. So from downward dog, lift your left leg up. Tuck your knee into the chest, knee to nose, round forward. Stay forward, tap the mat with your left knee. Lift the left knee back up into your chest, send it up and back, three-legged dog. Again, round that left knee in, tuck it forward, knee to nose, tap the mat with the knee, lift the knee up into the chest, then send it back. One more time, tuck the leg in, tap left knee to the mat between the thumbs, lift it back up into your chest, round the back, send the leg back, and then step all the way forward, left foot to the front, high lunge. Find your balance, find your lunge. Take a deep breath in to lift. As you exhale, dip the back knee almost to the mat, round over the front thigh. Remember, don't lean forward. Stay dropping your weight straight down to the mat. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, scissor your legs together as you dip the knee down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, dip it down, round in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, dip, round, scissor those legs inwards. And inhale, lift up. One more time, dip it in, pull inwards. Inhale, lift up, open to the right. Come into your horse stance or goddess. This time, just set yourself in your pose. Use your hands to traction the thighs out. Maybe shift your weight around a little. But then we'll come up into the unsupported version, so hands to heart. Use the strength of your legs to widen your knees, maybe lift the toes up, sometimes that helps. Tuck your tail, pull the belly in to lean the chest back. Then bring your elbows together as well, so forearms are touching. Bow halfway down, keep your legs as they are, forearms parallel to the floor. Bring your right shoulder to the inside of the right knee, sweeping across. Stay facing the ground, sweep across to the left. Left shoulder to inner left knee. Facing the floor still, sweep across to the right. And then sweep across to the left. Again, over to the right. And then over to the left. Come over to the right again, this time come all the way up, keep the knees bent. Come down to the left, again sweep across to the right, all the way up, and then the other direction. Sweep down to the right, across, and then up, and again down to the right, sweep across, then up, and pivot to the left, come into your high lunge. From your high lunge, bring your hands to your heart, lean forward. Try not to kick off the back leg, just pull it up into the air for your warrior 3 or Digasana, catch your balance. Catch your breath. Then draw that right knee all the way up. As you twist to the right, either left hand to outer knee, standing twist with bent knee, or grab the outer edge of your right foot in your left hand, and maybe start to straighten the leg to whatever degree works for you. Again, the leg doesn't have to fully straighten. Pull the belly in, lift, shoulders back. And face forward, back through that warrior 3 briefly. Set the toes down to your high lunge, and set the back knee down for that quad stretch. So fold the mat over if you needed that padding. Either hands stay on the thigh, toes tucked, shift forward, but keep the emphasis in front of your right hip, lifting the belly in and up. Or if you can, without cramping, grab a hold of your back foot of your right hand. Flip fingers over toes, draw the foot in. Maybe lift that left arm. Try not to dump into your low back. See if you can shift the tension from the low back to the front of the low belly, drawing in and up. I don't care about the back bend, it's more of a lift up out of the front of that right hip. And then gently let it go for Ardha Hanuman half split or runner stretch. I say runner stretch, the only differentiation I make, some of you might want to sit on the back heel, but if you do, make sure you don't do that weird thing where the foot sickles to the side underneath you and your knee rotates. Keep the foot flat to the floor or keep your back toes tucked so that if you're sitting on the right foot, it stays nice and level so you don't torque your right knee as you sit back. Otherwise, keep the hips over the knee. You can really control the squaring of your hips this way. Hands on blocks is a great idea as you fold over that front leg. Keep a little plug back to your left heel all the way through your left hip. So again, there's still that control of the position through the tucking and tilting of the tailbone a little bit as you roll forward and down over that right leg. After another deep breath, unfold, walk the front foot in a little bit, and then shift forward and up into standing split on your left leg. Hands to the ground. You can start to walk your hands towards the standing foot. Remember, it's just a one-legged forward fold to start. So bowing down towards that left shin. You don't have to get there, but try not to do that thing where you grab the leg with both hands and you come up into warrior 3. Stay bowing down with the upper body towards the leg. Arm balances are way easier if your hamstrings and hips are open. Then walk your hands out in front of you. As you inhale, rock the left heel up, coming to tiptoes, lean forward, push the ground away with the hands. Then as you exhale, drop the heels, soften, round in, tuck a little. Inhale, extend, come forward and up. Exhale, bring it back, tuck the tail. Again, lift up, come forward, maybe get that little bit of a hop with your left foot. Bring it back down, curl in. Keep your hands steady the whole time. Don't lift them and move them around. Right leg up, a little bit of a hop. You can do that a couple more times. And then we'll meet through a vinyasa all the way back to our downward facing dog. And briefly into child's pose. Just give your joints a little bit of a break. Grab some water. I need a break from speaking so I can breathe. So child's pose. Please remember to send me feedback about anything, sound, video quality. Got a lot of stuff here.
here, but this is my first time doing this, so I haven't even watched myself yet. For now, I'll come back to the practice from child's pose, back to downward dog, and hopper step to the front of your mat. Getting back to standing. All the way up, and hands to heart. Then another sequence like that. Start in just chair pose, bend your knees, reach up, exhale, forward fold. Lengthen, flat back. Take your vinyasa all the way back to downward facing dog. From here, lift your right leg. Come forward, knee to nose. Instead of dipping the knee down, stay forward. Straighten the right leg back, one-legged plank. Take a push-up, elbows in like chaturanga. Back up, draw that right knee into the chest. Extend the leg back, bow down halfway, little push-up. Back up, draw the right knee in. Extend it back, bow down. Back up, draw that knee in, step into your high lunge, and lift up. This time we're not rounding the upper body, but I want you to get that feeling. Take a deep breath in. Dip the back knee straight down. Pull your legs towards each other. Pause the belly in. Lift it back up. Again, dip it down, squeeze in. And lift it up. Dip it down, squeeze in. And lift it back up. One more time, dip it down. This time as you come up, hands to heart, warrior three again. Float up onto that right leg, left thigh, turn towards the floor. You can bend your standing knee if you need to. Then just draw that left knee up, tuck it in, bend the standing leg, get a little nice squeeze, and then reach the arms up, extend the leg forward. Bend it back in, tuck. Send that leg back, come into your high lunge. One more time, try not to kick off the back leg. Hands to heart, float up, warrior three. This time as you pull that left knee forward and up, cross left ankle over right thigh in a figure four shape. From your figure four, sit back into that standing leg like a squat. Your hands can come to knee and ankle, maybe your elbows, maybe your chest can come down. If you have the upper arms over the shin, you can actually push them together to get a little isometric traction for your lower back. If your knee says to you stay up, then just stay up and squat back a little. Take the stretch first, couple breaths sitting back into the hips, and then we are in a perfect position for Galavasana if you'd like that arm balance. With your left leg tucked over, hands come to the ground, hook the foot over your shoulder. The other knee comes up to the opposite shoulder, bend your elbows, pivot, press the legs against the arms, maybe extend. My foot is slipping, so I can use my knee to bring the foot back up over my arm. Hook it, send it back, then draw it back in. Maybe send it back. If you can, get a little pop and a hop. We'll make our way back to downward dog. Downward dog, lift your left leg up, knee to nose, tuck it in. Stay forward, shoulders over the wrist, extend the leg back, one-legged plank, tuck the left knee in, squeeze and lift. Oh, sorry, extend it back, take a push-up. Lift back up, draw the knee in, squeeze it in, send it back, take that push-up, elbows in. Again, lift, draw the leg in. Once more, send it back to halfway. Lift it up, squeeze the leg in, step between the thumbs, and come up into your warrior three. High lunge. Ooh, we're starting to lose it. Hands to heart. Lean forward. Again, try not to kick off the back leg. Pull the leg up for your warrior three. Draw the knee forward and up into your chest. Tuck and squeeze. Extend the leg back. Again, bring it forward. Right knee comes in. Tuck and squeeze. This time cross. Right ankle over left thigh. And squat back. Coming into your figure four.
Again, trying to get the chest down as close to the shin as your knee allows. Try not to shove the knee down. It doesn't like that in this type of position. If your hip and ankle have any impingement, it'll show up in the knee, unfortunately. Just finding a figure four. Hands on the ground. If you can hook the foot and the knee over the shoulders. Coming into your Balavasana, you can extend the leg, draw it back in, tuck that foot higher, extend the leg, draw in and tuck, extend, maybe a little hop, or just step back. And we'll make our way all the way to child's pose after your vinyasa. You can shake the head a little side to side, shake the hips a little, or just rest. Maybe if you want to wrist release, squeeze and spread out your fingers. I'll get some blood flow going back to the carpal tunnel. Shake it out. And give yourself a couple breaths. Then coming back to your downward facing dog. Hop or float or step your way forward, flat back, into your fold. Bend your knees up through chair and stand up, hands to heart. Now from here, step out to the side in a narrow straddle. Actually, for those of you at home, you can just hop your feet apart a little bit. We're going to do a little traction for the low back. So I will lead you through 3 rounds of Uddiyana Bandha from standing position. If you know Nali, that stomach churning, feel free to do that for this duration. Make sure you go both directions. I don't have enough time on this one class to teach Nali, but if you know Nali, go ahead and practice on your own. Otherwise, for the first round of Uddiyana Bandha, bend your knees, hands to the inside of the thighs, thumbs up, fingers in. Use that traction to help extend, but just now, take a deep breath. Exhale all the air out. Hold it out. Suction belly in and up. Straighten the arms against the legs. Belly in. Inhale, release. And exhale. You might be able to hold it longer than me because you're not talking. So go ahead if you'd like. Second round, deep breath in. Exhale, bend, breathe all this air strongly out. Hold it out. Suction belly in and up. Straighten the arms. Feel that vacuum. Inhale. And then exhale normally. If you're getting lightheaded, great. Try not to fall. One more time. Bend your knees, fingers in, thumbs up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it all out. Hold it out. Suction in and up. And release. And breathe. So now we're going to do a little bit of a double foot float, similar to what we did in standing split. So from a 2-legged forward fold, we'll rock forwards and backwards, up onto the hands, lift the heels, then back onto the heels, soften, then up. Again, try to, if you're starting to get a little kick and a float, up into a little donkey kick, don't think about getting your feet to the sky. You don't want to arc your feet back and up overhead. That just throws all your weight forward into a weird banana back bend. Instead, really think about just kicking your heels up to your hips, really slowly and controlled, tucking your thighs into your chest. And we'll do that rock back and forth, maybe a couple little hops, we'll see, but again, it's all about this tuck and tilt, obviously with some upper body strength as well, but trying to get that motion tucking in and going back. So you can watch for the first couple rounds, bring your hands to the floor, a little bit out in front of you. Again, if you want, just take a full forward fold. Again, the more open everything is here, the better stacked you'll be. Fingers nice and wide, base those firm first knuckles on the floor. Soften the knees, shift back, And then as you inhale, lift your heels, push the ground away as you lean forward. Again, drop the heels, relax, inhale or exhale. And then shift forward, lift the heels, push the ground away. Again, shift back, relax. Shift forward, again, maybe lean forward enough, maybe kick your heels to your hips, keep the legs tucked in. Bring it down, shift back. Again, bring it forward, maybe it's just a little kick, maybe it's a float. If you can hover, then maybe you can extend the legs, but control it, hug the belly in. Hollow the front of the body, and then tuck it back in, and float the feet back to the ground. Roll the wrists out, toes up to the wrists. When you're done, if you're still working, give it a couple more tries. Again, floating forward, think of tucking in. It's basically knee to nose with both legs at the same time. So don't worry about the extended version. Just keep that tuck in, pull yourself up, and then you'll roll the hips to lift up, not kick. So give it a couple tries. Rest in child's pose when you need to. Roll the wrists out when you need to. We have another vinyasa sequence, but it's going to include a lot of floor stuff to stretch out the legs and things like that. A couple more challenging poses left, but for right now. Feet to the front of the mat. Hands to heart. Bend your knees, sit back into your chair. And forward fold. Lengthen out, flat back. Exhale back, chaturanga. To upward facing dog. And back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, lift your right leg up into three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. You can just stretch out through that right thigh. Maybe roll the foot around, roll the leg around. Open up if you'd like. And then as you square off, bring the knee to the chest, but this time thread the leg underneath you to the left until the outer edge of the foot's on the floor. You can step that back leg a little further back. And we're going to set that right hip on the ground for fallen warrior, or downward facing twisting triangle. So we're on the hip. It's a leg, right leg is straight out towards the side. It's the one you probably can't see as well on me. But then bring your left elbow forward and down. So you're really rolling the upper body towards the floor, the belly button turning towards the floor, trying to stretch out your right hip and IT band underneath you. Coming down to the elbows, make sure you don't shift back. Roll forward over that bottom hip. The back leg can help you, or it can stay relaxed. It's all about this right leg that's out to the floor. And then you turn and really try to get the belly button in and up as it turns towards the floor. If you need a little isometric tension, you can press that right foot down into the ground as if you're trying to swing it into the floor underneath you. And then come back up onto the hands, carefully sitting back. Just sit up, facing the back left corner into a seated straddle. Widen the legs if you'd like. But turn towards your left foot, that's the back foot, and just take a fold towards the foot. Maybe a little bit, just turning the belly button towards the thigh. Some of you can reach your right hand to the outside of the calf or outside of the foot, get a little extra length down your right side. So I'm just in seated straddle, both legs are straight, but I'm bowing my upper body towards the left leg. Back up through center, turn to the right again. This time as you plant your hands, bring your right knee all the way over to the right wrist for pigeon. You can shift the foot forward, it depends on your hips. Taking whatever version of pigeon you like. It's level 2, 3, so I'm not going to talk through pigeon that much. But if you need an alternative, figure 4 on the back with the right ankle over left thigh is a great alternative. But just use whatever props you need. You can use a blanket or a pillow or a block or something under that right hip. Working your hips back to the ground. I like to use my arms to push myself back to keep the hips working down, but if that's too much for the knee, stay as high as you need to. Ekapada Vakrasana, it's about this hip stretch here, we're not really worrying about any kind of back bend in the pigeon, so it's more about the bent leg hip stretch. Using that back leg as a rudder, turning the foot and that left hip towards the ground. And then just breathe into your back and enjoy the stretch. Then come up onto your hands. Tuck your back toes. Walk the foot in a little bit. Lift. Send your right leg up and back to your down dog split. You can roll it around, shake it out. But then as you square off, come forward a little bit. Maybe hop your left foot an inch closer. Squeeze your elbows in and lower them both down to the floor for one-legged dolphin. Adjust if you need to adjust. If you need your knees down first, you can. Make sure you're not going to slip your elbows out to the side. Hop that left leg in, reach up through that right leg, like we did in all those other poses. Maybe you can get a little bit of a hop, maybe reach that leg up. Doing your best to hollow the belly in. And just right back to downward dog. And we'll do the second side. So from downward dog, lift your left leg, bend the knee, open the hip, roll the foot around, roll the hip around. And then bring your knee into your chest, rounding forward, left knee in. Thread the left leg under you to the right for that fallen warrior. Straighten the left leg out to the side. Bring your left hip down, adjust your back leg. Bring that right elbow down to the floor and roll yourself forward over that bottom hip. Depends where you're tightest. If you're really tight in low back, you'll feel it more in the twist there. But if you can, try to get some of the stretch at least into the outside of the left leg, left hip, left IT band. Again, that back leg doesn't have to help. Keep turning chest and belly button towards the floor or a little to the left. And then carefully sit up, widen the legs into your straddle. As you sit up, make sure you're really on the sit bones. Then turn towards your right leg and forward fold over towards the right foot. Again, maybe just aim the upper body towards the leg. It depends on your forward fold, don't push it. Your left hand can reach the outside of the calf, the outside of the foot. And just fold down towards that right leg in your straddle fold. Back up. As you turn to the front of your mat, bring your hands to the floor. Slide that left knee to left wrist, coming into your pigeon or figure four in your back. Take your time. Angles are probably different on the side when you're going on the first side. Don't push anything. Listen to your body more than to me. You may notice on this side my hip is a lot tighter in external rotation. Take a little bit more care and breath here on this side. Up onto your hands. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Walk your back foot in. Send that left foot up and back. Down dog splits. Roll the hip around. Roll the foot around. But then as you square off a little bit, hop your right foot just a little bit closer. Squeeze your elbows in. Bring your elbows to the floor or come down first and set up for one-legged dolphin. Bring that right foot in. Maybe get a little bit of a hop to your right leg. Hollow in. Bring your shoulders back a little bit. I have no idea what this looks like. I hope it's good. And then bring it back, downward dog, to child's pose. Press back. Just take a couple breaths because we're going to be seated in a moment. Roll up through seated. You can either jump through from downward dog to seated or just sit, swing your legs around. Some of you might want blocks for this. We'll start with Dandasana. It's the basic building block of all these postures. Flex the toes, internally rotate the thighs a little bit. Lift yourself up. Feel that, again, tuck and tilt. Help yourself sit upright. Feel where your center of gravity is. And then Paschimottanasana. Knees as bent as you'd like, widen the legs if you'd like. Maybe just walk out a little bit. Oh, this is one of my nemesis. If you have the reach, I like the isometric pressure, pressing that big toe mounts into a block. You can also use a strap to assist yourself. Take this double-legged forward fold any way you like. I'm going to take a few breaths. My calves are especially tight and painful. From your Paschimottanasana, sit up. See, I'm doing a time check. I can't see that far. So we'll keep going. There's only a little bit left. From here, take a reverse tabletop. Just bend your knees like we did at the beginning. Lift the hips, stretch it out. A little reverse of what we've been doing. Then bring your hips down. Sitting in your Dandasana again, grab your blocks. You don't need blocks, but I find them helpful. Put them in, not all the way onto the mat. You're going to want some room for yourself, so I put them about halfway across. If you have smaller blocks, just adjust whatever you need to adjust. Those of you who are more Ashtangi style and do a lot of jump throughs, you won't need the blocks. Roll the chest open, feel the blocks. There are fingertips over the blocks, just like the circus performers with the wooden blocks for hand balancing. Take some pressure out of the wrists. And then lift the hips. Feel where your hips are. Tuck and tilt to your pelvis. And then maybe lift the feet. Pull the shoulder blades back. And set it down. Take a breath. And I want to make sure you're more towards the middle of your mat. Just in case. Lift up. Bend the legs, swing a little. Set it down. Now we're going to do a little practice of jump back and jump forward. The jump back, really tuck, use the tailbone to tilt, extend out chaturanga to a mini down dog, and then we'll jump through to seated again. I'll show it through and then I'll show the stages so you can practice a couple times on your own. Lift up, bend the legs, swing, send them back into your chaturanga. Run downward dog, soften, look forward, aim forward, and extend the legs through. This is why the blocks are helpful. You can do it in stages. Little hop, 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 bunny hops. But really try to feel a lift and a little bit of a tailbone tuck when you come forward, and a little bit of a tailbone controlled tilt as you go backwards. You want to fling yourself back into that arch, but really control and hold it in as you go back. A couple times. Get a little try again, maybe little bunny hops. Try to really get the lift. Don't just hop with the legs. Use your upper body. Engage your core as you hop forwards and backwards. sure you're all looking great, make sure you're all amazing. Beautiful floating. Look at you in the back. And then hop all the way through. Come onto your back. Plant your feet on the floor as if for bridge, which is windshield wiper the knees a little bit side to side. Soften the hips and go back. Don't be too aggressive about the twist. It's just to help release and soften around. And then hug your knees in. Rock a little forwards and backwards. Try not to cross the feet because we're rocking up to Uttanasana. Good luck. Widen your feet, toes out, heels in. Come down into a wide squat. Keep your hips heading back, but crawl your fingertips forward. Stretch the back of the hips and the lower back out. So really allow your spine to flex here. Belly hollow in, tailbone heavy, crown of the head heavy. From here, if you're watching this on recorded, you can pause, do a couple arm balances. Crow, crow to crane. Crow is bent arms, crane is straight arms. For crane, the knees are more balanced on the back of the triceps by the armpits. For crow, when the arms are bent, the knees are really coming up more outside the arms so you can help squeeze in. You can do crow to crane, crane to handstand and back through. Again, there's no dramatic kicks of the legs, it's just coiling in, coiling out, coiling back in, coiling down. So really feel like you're rolling your way up through center. Like we talked about it, might as well see. Crow, wide knees. Crane, straight arms, handstand, try coiling it in. Again, nothing too dramatic until you extend. And then coil it back in, maybe through one of your balances, and back down. Shift forward, shift backwards, use your tailbone, use the tuck and tilt. But then we're gonna sit down for supported back bend. Make an equal sign with your blocks. If you have pillows or something, the space I actually wish wasn't there, so if you have something more continuous like a bolster, perfect. But one block will go into the shoulder blades, the other block underneath the head. Your legs can be in Supta Baddha Konasana. They can be wide feet, knees not together. They can be straight a little out to the sides. You may need to adjust the height of the block underneath your head. Just turn the palms up, arms out to the sides. And allow yourself to soften open into the shape. If you want something slightly deeper, again, if you're watching this on record, feel free to take a more active back bend. I know some people feel the need for those back bends at the end of the class, like wheel at full bridge. Feel free to do that on your own here, do a little yogi's choice, kind of finishing sequence. Or just take a restoring version. We did a lot of engaged forward folds through class, so I prefer to restore with a relaxing opposite of that, so a supported back bend. Allow yourself to find at least a little bit of rest. Reconnect to your breath. Not full Shavasana yet, so stay deliberate with the breath even though it's slowing down. arms to carefully come off the block. Don't just roll off, that digs the block into your side, into your back. Just be smart about it. And then come all the way fully onto the back. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock a little side to side. And bring your knees to the right, reach your left arm out. Make sure that your right shoulder isn't stuck into your mat underneath you. Meaning to roll it out. That could actually help you get a more relaxing but deeper twist. I don't care if your knees or the hips line up. Just soften into the twist. Keep the breath steady. Side. And just soften everything in the middle. Way into Shavasana. So make sure you're comfortable resting on the floor. Let your eyes close. Let your jaw soften. Make your mouth goes open and slack. Relax all the muscles around your eyes and around your face. No need to express anything to anyone right now, so release all the expression off the face. Arms and legs heavy. Just give yourself permission for these next few moments just to rest. If you're live, stay as long as you like. If you're recording it, feel free to pause. This will be available recorded afterwards. So you can rewatch, look at things, or if you had to interrupt yourself halfway through because of something in your house, you can always just start again. But when you're ready, curling your knees in, rolling over to either side. Just giving yourself a moment on your side to rest. And keeping the head relaxed, use your arms and gently press up to an easy seat. Sitting up nice and tall, relax your legs. Bring your hands over your heart. Take one more deep breath all together as if we were all here in the same room. Huge inhale. Hold the breath in. Take another sip of air. Really fill up. Hold it in. Relax your shoulders. Hold the breath. And exhale. Namaste. Thank you all so much if you joined live, and this is my first live experience, so I hope as the week goes on, I'll get better at this. David is doing the same thing tomorrow, that's Sunday, live at his 9:15 kind of iconic class. It's sort of the cornerstone and heartstone of the South Boston Yoga community. We usually fill up, we open this wall and have the whole room full.
but obviously it'll be an even bigger crowd. You can imagine thousands of people that can be watching online and joining us all together. All of our family who've been with us for the last 12 years. Again, the donations are super supportive, and we thank you all so much for whatever you can afford to give. We have put all your memberships on pause, so you're not being double charged, and we're not charging for this content yet. It's all by donation, but it is at the moment our only income. So if you could, again, the Venmos of all of our teachers are located in the descriptions of their videos on vimeo.com/showcase/South Boston Yoga. Mine is Skoglund 74. If you feel free, donate whatever you can afford. Otherwise, put in your comments either to me directly in email, todd@southbostonyoga.net, or you can find it from toddskoglund.com. That's my website. There's not much there on that website. We're using Vimeo right now. But you can reach out to me, Instagram, also Todd E. Skoglund, and Facebook/Todd E. Skoglund. That's just the letter E, all lowercase. And you can direct message me, you can instant message me. If there's anything in this class you want to see broken down, I'm going to start putting little snippets of things like how to come into Galavasana, scissors, Kundinasana, crow to crane, some of that handstand lifting, how to prepare the arms and shoulders for those handstand work. And so if anything you want to see broken down, that formidable pose we do sometimes in class, I'm going to be doing smaller video snippets. So keep an eye out for that now that I have this process going. And I love you all so much. Thank you so much for joining. And I hope you all stay healthy, safe, keep an eye on each other, on each other's families, connect, use these amazing social media platforms that we have that used to be so annoying and now is our only touchstone. So use them, stay connected, and I love you all deeply and truly. Namaste.